Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Nerd Herders. My name is Rich.
I'm Nick.
And today we're going to be talking about video game news.
Mm.
But first,
Yes.
we are the Over a Beer channel. So we are doing all of our shows over a beer.
Yep.
Today we are drinking Sharkinator White IPA
Chomp chomp.
from Lost Coast Brewery. You're enjoying this.
I do like it.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I'm not loving it.
What would
I think
you,
it's good.
so, sneak preview.
Yeah.
Next week.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday we're going to start doing our beer reviews.
Yeah, youtube.com/over a beer. You can find beer reviews every Tuesday starting
And one
next
thing
week.
that we started doing on that was rating the beers
Mm-hmm.
using the rating system from the app Untapped.
Yes, this is not an Untapped sponsorship.
No,
I just like the app a lot.
But you can become friends with us on Untapped, just over a beer.
Yep, one word.
One word. And what would you give this? It's a 20-point scale, 1 through 5.
I'd give it a 3.
3. Okay. Yeah, I'd give it like a 3.5.
Okay.
So 3.25.
Yeah.
We'd average out it. So you can find that review as well as some sneak previews of the future if you friend us on Untapped.
Yeah.
Which is a cool app. You get badges and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's fun. Of course, only if you're 21 and over and drinking responsibly
Of
and
course.
all that good stuff.
So, video game news.
Yeah, you got some video game news for us. What's going on in the world of video games this week?
A lot of rumors and speculation.
Sounds about right.
So let's start off with some minor news.
Okay.
By the time you're watching this, it is June. Almost.
It'll be almost June.
Tomorrow's
be the 30th.
June, I think.
No, Wednesday's June.
Whatever.
We're
June's
close.
this
We're
week.
very close to June.
And we found out just the other day what June's games with gold will be.
Oh, okay.
So I thought maybe we'd start talking about these when we find out
that's cool.
if they're enticing. We don't know what the free PS Plus games
Oh, I
are
still got to
yet.
get Tropico for PS4.
They might know. We don't know. But the games with gold this month, for Xbox One, you're going to have Goat Simulator and The Crew. And then for 360, but also available on Xbox One, is Super Meat Boy and XCOM of Enemy Unknown. So,
Big old shrug.
yeah.
And I like
Not
Super
an
Meat Boy a
exciting
lot.
one. I already have it on.
Well, it's the thing. Like, it's these games. This is the problem. I think a lot of the games with gold have been.
I don't have Goat Simulator.
Is there like games that have been out for ever that like everybody's got? Like I remember when they first did this, and it was like Halo 3 is your first games with gold, and like who at this point?
That was a weird one. If you have an Xbox, you have that. But there have all right. So this is kind of a dumb month. But last month's games with gold, you had Sunset Overdrive. You had, I mean, that was really that. Granted, that was a launch game with Xbox One.
Yeah, but a lot of people didn't.
It didn't move like it should.
No.
It had great reviews.
Did you end up getting that?
I mean, I got
You got it for the games with gold.
Okay. Games with gold. So that was, that was a pretty good get. Like people would kill for a game like that to be a PS Plus game.
Yeah.
But
I wish
this
it'd come
one
to PS
kind of
Plus.
lame in my opinion.
They can't all be winners.
No, but
I mean, there are some great. If you haven't played Super Meat Boy,
but it's good if you have an Xbox One, you don't have gold, or you have gold and you don't download these. I mean, you're getting 4 free games.
Yeah.
For just the price of Xbox Live for a month. For
so
a
it's Meat Boy, XCOM, Drive Club. No.
year. XCOM, Super Meat Boy, Goat Simulator, and The Crew.
The Crew's the one. I do want to try The Crew.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't know. Reviews were lukewarm on that, but it's free.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, next news, and then we'll get to the big rumors.
Cool.
It was confirmed the other day, according to an article I read, that Battlefront 2 will have single player.
Yeah. That's
So,
exciting. I'm gonna pick it up. That'll be a day one for me.
Okay, good. So that's going to come out next year. We're assuming holiday of next year.
Yeah, I imagine it'll coincide with.
So we may find out more details about that next April.
That's true.
When both of us go to Star Wars Celebration, we got our 4-day passes.
We got our passes today for Star Wars Celebration here in Orlando.
In 2017, so
I
that should be pretty exciting.
Super excited about that.
I would not be surprised if we got some good information about that, maybe. If we got some information about maybe the Amy Hennig game.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
We'll see.
And if you'll be around at that, we'll be there, and you can stop by and say hi.
Yes, so set your calendars for less than a year from now.
Oh, I'm so excited.
More than yeah, less.
It's less because it's in April.
Yes,
we're almost in June.
that's right. All right, so Battlefront 2, though, I mean, that's what that game was missing.
Everything I saw about the first Battlefront looked great. I'm just not a multiplayer player, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
And so without a single player campaign, I really didn't want to spend $60 on it.
Yeah.
But if you have a single player campaign and it looks as good as that one does,
presumably it will
I'm
look
on
even
board.
better.
Yeah.
And it will feature the new worlds and galaxies and characters from the newer movies, like they said in that statement on.
And you got to imagine it's
Star
going to
Wars
probably have Rogue One stuff in there too.
It's got
It's
it. Yeah. That's very exciting news.
I'm in. You got me.
All right, so now to a couple of rumory type things.
Okay.
First of which, we'll go with the earlier rumor from this past week. Something called Nintendo MH was rumored, which is a new handheld. So, how do you want to delve into this? Nintendo, a lot of the rumors and speculation with the NX, whatever that's going to end up being, was that this was the system that was going to bridge the gap between handheld and console and become one.
And then at one point there was a rumor that they would release a handheld version this year and a home console version, and that was debunked.
Yes.
And I think I saw something today that Nintendo was denying this as well.
But they don't,
or somebody saying this was incorrect information. I don't know. But I could almost see this being, if this is true, they're doing the reverse of what was originally rumored. This. So in early 2017 next year, we get the NX, the home console version. And then they go ahead and release, now you can take your games on the go. And you can use the same, whether they use cartridges, download, because there's that cartridge rumor, which if you put them on, you can fit a lot onto a cartridge now. And if you put them on like a 3DS cartridge, like something like that size, and you say, you can take them out of your NX, and you put them into this handheld console, and you can take them on the go.
Yeah.
And all your saves transfer, everything transfers. I don't know. I mean, that could be the way they want to do it, so it's not like, that may keep costs down too. Because somebody may, if you put both of those in one package, it may be more expensive than they want to sell it, and people may go, I don't want to take this on the go. I just want it to be a home console, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Or,
I think the real benefit that this would have is if the handheld and the console are you sharing the same game, then you can have your best developers just working on one game.
Yeah, and it's all the same.
You don't have to have a set of 3DS developers and a set of Wii U developers, and then only, for every one great game on either system, there's a bunch of shit games. You can cut out the shit games and just have all great games.
And if you have the same internal infrastructure and things like that, then you can develop it the same. One will just probably be, the handheld I imagine will just be a lower res version of.
But then it begs the question, what is the NX if it's not that? When they say new way to play, which is a comment that they made, what does that mean?
Yeah.
We don't know. We're not going to know anytime soon.
Nope. I wish they would just say something.
But the only thing that we do know is that the new Zelda game is going to be on it, and that means it can't be too crazy.
E3 prediction, Zelda will be at E3, and it will be playable as the Wii U version, and then it's coming to NX.
It's a safe prediction because we already know that.
That's all they've told us, and that's all they said is going to be there. But yeah, you're right. The fact that Zelda is going to be supposedly a launch game for the NX is that it can't be too weird. It can't, unless they're saying it's gonna be a new way to play that's different from what you've been doing on your 3DS and the Wii U. It's not gonna be a dual screen experience. It's gonna be a single screen experience.
The controller's not gonna be a bop it. You're not gonna have a skip it. You're not gonna, none of those things. It's gotta be at least semi-normal.
Because they brought that slogan, the way to, what was that slogan that they have? That new logo?
Yeah, I don't.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember.
The best place to play or something like that. The best way to play with the 4 buttons. So I feel like they're embracing that.
I hope so. We'll find out.
We'll find out, and of course we will report on that.
Nintendo MH may or may not be a thing.
Yeah,
we'll find out. All right, next rumory type thing involves the Xbox system that I have. You don't. Kotaku had a rumor up earlier about a potentially smaller and cheaper version of the Xbox One coming out at some point soon, potentially this year, that would have a 2 terabyte hard drive, be again smaller and cheaper than the current
Makes
Xbox
sense.
One.
So it's Xbox Slim,
Xbox
like just
Slim, yeah. 2 terabyte though, that's nothing to sniff at. And then later today, as we're recording this, another rumor came out about something called Project Scorpio, which would be a new version of the Xbox One that would apparently be 4 times more powerful than the current Xbox One. So the Xbox One is currently a little bit behind PS4, but 4 times is a lot. I don't know about this. That seems significant. I don't know what that means, but that sounds like a lot. In
like an hour, Xbox went from having my money this fall to probably not having my money this fall. Because I haven't gotten an Xbox yet. I've been wanting to get an Xbox for a while. You're going to have a slim version, bigger hard drive. You have my money. But why am I going to spend, say, $250 on that when there's going to be a more powerful, bigger version coming in a year? Like, you have the people saying that...
That sounds like a whole new system, right? This doesn't sound like the PlayStation Neo rumors where, it's 4K and it does have a faster processor, but every game that comes on, it still has to be exactly compatible with current PS4s. 4 times faster doesn't sound like the same games could run on it. And if they could, that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, well, the thing I read about this today was... It was a quote from Phil Spencer, I think, about like slowly moving this more like a piece. Like, you're going to have more incremental upgrades like PCs instead of these 7-year console cycles or these 8, which I don't really want. I would rather every 7 years or every however long, new system. Everything works for it. You get a slim version, cool. I don't like these incremental upgrades. I don't play games on PC for a reason.
But that might be us starting to become old gamers. Back in my day, you could wait 8 years between systems.
Maybe.
Yeah, we're just not keeping up with the times. I agree with what you're saying.
But there's a difference between, the new driver, whatever hard drive is out for graphics card, I can just upgrade this piece of my...
But isn't this a better... If it has to come to this, because technology is just ramping up so quickly, that if in a year after something comes out, you have a much better way of doing it, does it make sense to wait 5 years to implement that? But is it a better way of what they're presenting, where the console is upgradable? Or the way that Sony seems to be presenting it, where you have to buy a whole new thing.
But that's what Xbox sounds like it's doing. It doesn't sound like you're upgrading your old Xbox. You're having to buy another console.
But I think, and he's talked about this in the past, Spencer, maybe they did not make the Xbox One compatible to be upgradable, but maybe Project Scorpio will be, and that'll be the last time you have to do it.
Maybe.
I don't know. But we don't know.
But then that complicates things for developers just like PC. You have all these reports of, if you have this graphics card or this small combination of things on PC, now Arkham Knight isn't running for anybody. Like, you have a console, you have you have one plan and layout for that console. 40 million, PlayStation's got 4, whatever Xbox said, all the same. If you develop for that and it works on one, it's going to work on all of them. But now once you start getting into this upgradable thing or different iterations, it works for this one, but it doesn't work for this one, but it might work for this one, and it only works if you have this graphics card and you've upgraded your Xbox to be this. It's just, I just want the box, I want to plug it in, and everything that comes out that says Xbox One or PS4 to work on that box.
And maybe it will. Maybe this is just a rumor of something that's not real. Maybe the Neo is not what we think it all is. But it does seem like eventually we might get to that point. And I don't know.
I don't want to get to that point. I play console games for a reason. If I wanted to do this, I'd play games on PC.
I just don't like playing a game with a keyboard. That's all.
But you can use your console controller.
Yeah. I don't know.
That was the argument. I was watching Colin Greg Live today. They were talking about that, and they were like, oh, all you high and mighty PC players, but if you want to play your console games, you want to play your games on there, you come and you borrow our controllers.
Yeah.
Play it on your Super Master Race PC. But no, like
I don't know.
I just want a box. Give me a box and it works. I don't need
We'll
any of
see.
this other stuff.
4 times more powerful, though, maybe.
But then
What is this?
why am I going to spend my money on a Slim?
Don't.
But then like you're in this game of like, well, if they don't come out, if they're not forward with it, if they need to be upfront with this, if they're going to do it, they need to come out and say, okay, this year we were going to have a Slim model. If you want a cheap Xbox, you have your cheap Xbox. But if you want to wait, next year we are going to release the Xbox whatever, and it'll have this, and it'll be more powerful than anything. So that way, the people who go out this holiday and buy the Xbox Slim aren't burned. Like, you just told me about this thing that I went and spent $250 on, or whatever the case may be, and now you have something better 6 months later. Like that, people are getting mad about, Neo, and I bought a PS4 at launch, or I bought a PS4 and now there's maybe this Neo coming out. But like, this is even more, I think, problematic. If you're not upfront with it, come out and tell us, oh hey, you can buy this, is available if you want a cheaper version, but just so you know, this will be coming in the future if you want to wait for that.
But isn't it like too late for that almost? Because unless they specifically do exactly what you say, will you believe them if they say this is not true?
I don't know. Probably not. I'm probably going to wait either way. Because now
It either is real or you won't believe that.
I was super stoked for Gears, and now I'm like, well, now if I spend $300 on an Xbox...
Well, Gears is going to work on that.
I know, but I don't want to spend that much money on a console if I can, if I wait another 6 months and I can spend an extra $50 to get the 4 times better version.
It's the risk we play.
But that's not what console gaming should be.
It is now, that's the thing.
It's not console gaming.
Well, anyway, we'll find out more about that in the coming weeks. We are inching ever so much closer to E3. So stay tuned for more video game news.
Yeah, we should have our E3
Speculation
predictions
and rumors.
coming up in a couple weeks, because
Yeah,
that's coming up fast.
Real soon. So
Maybe
that's
next
our
week.
video game news. Maybe we'll tweet out some E3 predictions.
Yeah.
Where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Rich Belson.
Find me at Stonks.
The channel's on Twitter at OABeer_official, and you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/overabeer. You can email us overabeerofficial@gmail.com. Instagram over_a_beer, and of course youtube.com/overabeer. Next Tuesday will be our very first beer review, so you can check it out there again, youtube.com/overabeer. But that will wrap things up for today's video game news. So until next time, drink up.